Alrighty, I have an AlpenFury construction update for you guys today. Definitely some exciting things to go over as we get into the final 2 weeks before AlpenFury opens. With that being said, so many of you have been begging for an AlpenFury update. I'm so sorry. I went up to the cottage with the team, and then we went to Santa's Village to be there for their media day for Yeti Trek. But let's get into what you guys are here for, and that is AlpenFury. So the brand new games in the area have opened up. A lot of the final touches to the queue line have been going in. The queue line is starting to look a lot more completed than it did last week, with the final touches of the fencing going around. Like I just said, the other games have been installed, prizes placed in. What I love about the prizes that they've selected for the area, I don't know if this is just this nostalgia, but they're giving away SpongeBob prizes as well as Smurf prizes. And I don't know if that's like a nod to history. If any of you remember, we used to have the little Smurf Village and the SpongeBob 3D ride. So I don't know if that's a little nod to it or if that's just coincidence. But here is some, what I assume, lighting theming in the station. There is some conduit coming down to it, so it's going to be some sort of special effect, I believe. They look like those cast iron lights that glow. So one might glow blue and one might glow like an orange fire color, especially at night. So that'll be really cool. It does look a little odd right now, but I'm learning that okay, so I'm going to give a little honest opinion. I'm not the biggest fan of the station, especially after seeing Santa's Village station. It's just very boxy. But what I'm learning is there are some final pieces being added on as we go. So this isn't a finished product yet. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that there is some stuff added to it that kind of take away this boxy barn look to it, and give it more of that like beautiful Swiss architecture that we see, like, for example, at Yeti Trek or Busch Gardens Williamsburg. So that's what I'm hoping for. Again, right now, it's not my favorite station, but it's also not my least favorite station. It's not as ugly as Behemoth, Leviathan, and other rides in the park, but it's not as beautiful as Yukon Strikers station. With that being said, again, it's not finished. So we'll wait and see before we give our final opinion. But here you can see the better shot of the queue line. Definitely, we're getting very close, guys. So the fact that you saw a huge pause in testing on July 4th to accommodate the theming in the station, it leads me to believe, and again, take this with a grain of salt. When I am talking about things, please do not take it as fact. I am Amusement Insiders. I report based off of what I'm hearing or what I think. But what I assume is going on right now is commissioning has wrapped up on both trains. Orange Train was used for programming. They ran all their cycles on Orange Train, and then they ran all their cycles on Blue Train over those 3 days that it was running, 4 days, however long it was. Now what's going to happen is starting on Monday, I assume, the teams are going to start. So you're going to see full coverage of teams, morning shifts, night shifts, afternoon shifts. You're going to see them training. If you remember Mindbuster, when they started training, it was just a couple of days and the ride was open. I would expect something similar at best case scenario, but I would also prepare for about a week's worth of training and then the ride opening next week. Not next week as in Monday, the following Monday after that. Something along those time frames. I'm giving you very rough estimates, but I am telling you we are entering training based off of the rumblings I'm hearing. So I would fully suspect AlpenFury is in its final 2 weeks before opening at max, as long as everything goes smoothly. So it is time to get excited. And for those of you attending our before breakfast event that was supposed to be on July 8th, stay tuned for news because I should find out something soon. I was supposed to find out this week, but the park might be wanting to get an actual solidified answer before giving me a new date, which makes sense. The Fastlane scanners have been installed and turned on, as you can see right there. That is very exciting as well. The test seat, from what you know from my last video, has been installed. And yeah, the separate queue lines for the Fastlane that'll enter the building and bypass that massive queue line section out in the open. Hoping they install shade structures after going to Epic Universe and being at other parks, and with the extreme heat that is affecting a lot of places across North America this season. I'm really hoping they install shade structures because I'm getting really annoyed by parks not having shade. Here is where the sign will go. I hope it is 3D and not just 2D. It is definitely the AlpenFury sign. You can see the cutout for the mountain at the top for that logo. The merch store is coming along nicely with all its shelves installed. It looks beautiful in there. Very impressed by the merch store and the shelving that was all picked. It's definitely going to be the best looking merch store at Canada's Wonderland. So super excited to see something really nice and classy at our park. So definitely excited to see the merch for AlpenFury. I know we have a bit of it at Front Gate, but I'm really excited to see what they do elsewhere. Like I talked about a little earlier in this video, there is still some theming pieces to be added in. I believe those other 2 sections there are signed. So the far right one will say lockers because lockers are underneath it, and the far left one will say like queue line, fast lane, whatever it says, but who knows. Up there in the station, they were working on a lot of the theming. Here, they've added some blue theming pieces to give it a little more of architectural 3D effect. That's not the right wording, but oh well. So again, there are still final touches to be added in. Some of the fake windows have been installed as well, but I am liking the final touches. So again, while I may not like the station yet fully, again, I'm not saying it's the ugliest thing because it's definitely not. It's definitely up there in terms of looking really good. But I was expecting something very Yukon Striker-ish, or like what I saw at Yeti Trek at Santa's Village. And it's not giving yet, but it's not done. It's not done. But yeah. Outside of that, like I talked about earlier, there has been a slight pause in testing on the ride. I do want to talk about the wheel squeak. So like we said, it would eventually go away, and it sounds like the wheel squeak for the most part has gone away. Those new wheels have worked themselves in like new shoes, and they are running great. I love the roar this coaster makes. It gives like a different kind of a B&M style roar, which is great to hear, especially as it goes over that airtime hill. But you can tell no matter where you are in the park if AlpenFury is running. I've been at the Prestige Lounge and been like, oh yeah, AlpenFury's testing, let's go film it. But yeah, super excited. Again, you'll see both trains running together, probably starting Monday. It would be my guess, and running throughout the week consistently as they train the teams and get them ready to open AlpenFury. So stay tuned to our channel because we are in the final 2 weeks. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, though. I am just reporting what I know and hear in the moment, and things can change at any given moment. But from what I understand and what I am hearing, full crew training will start on Monday. And that means, like Mindbuster, they could technically open this any given day. So I'd expect an email if you signed up for AlpenFury to be in the promo shoot. I'd expect an email sometime soon. Media Day emails might go out sometime soon. They might also just want to rush and get this ride open. There's been a lot of negative feedback slightly on the delayed opening, and things happen. But I think Wonderland and Six Flags are just in a rush to get this open. It's been kind of bad publicity, mostly from Blog TO, speaking on things they don't necessarily know what they're talking about and making up exaggerated storylines. But yes, it does suck that these coasters are delayed. I had a really good conversation with the owners of Santa's Village who actually were kind of defending Wonderland in this project and giving a little history on why things can be so delayed sometimes. And it's great to hear different perspectives because it really opens your eyes that, yes, things can sometimes be last-minute planned and businesses make last-minute decisions, and then weather doesn't cooperate and things just go wrong, and you just got to roll with the punches. AlpenFury will be open within the next 2 weeks, hopefully, and it's going to be an amazing ride. So definitely get hyped because this is going to be the best ride at Canada's Wonderland. Thank you so much for watching our construction updates. I really appreciate you all begging for a new update and desiring me to get these videos out for you. It really holds me accountable. So stay tuned for our next one. Bye.